Good day, my friends. Kevin the Comic Doctor coming to you with another live CGC unboxing. That is right. A box came yesterday and another box came today. So we have got two boxes today. I'm going to get through them, rather quickly, I guess you could say. I still got a lot of work to do tonight. Behind me, lying flat in the presses, are probably around 20 books I need to get. I want to finish off. I want to tweak them and get them ready to go off to CGC. Anyways, my friends, thank you for dropping in. Again, I'm Kevin the Comic Doctor. I'm a comic book presser and CGC authorized dealer located in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. And this is a live CGC unboxing. That's right, every once in a while I get some books back from CGC once they've been pressed, cleaned, and then graded by CGC. If you're a comic book collector, enthusiast, investor, or just like talking about comic books in the world of comic book fandom, you've come to the right place, and I sure hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel, liking the content, and hit that notification button so you'll know exactly when I'm about to drop some videos. All right, my friends, you didn't come here to see me just blather on. You want to see some comic books, so let's get to it. All right, I said there's two boxes. Now this one invoice sheet, guys. This is one invoice sheet. And look at that, 23 comics in this box. As you know, or maybe you don't know, the CGC usually can put up to 25 books in a box. And if you watched my video a couple of days ago, you'll know they sent a single book back. And that's aggravating considering this box could have fit two more lone comic books. Anyways, I guess you're allowed to make mistakes from time to time, right? Let's see what books we have in this batch. And again, this belongs to one client. I don't know whose books they are. I have no clue. I don't remember. But let's see what we've got. Start off with a direct copy of 266 ASM. And I believe these are mostly moderns. We also have a Secret Wars 8, also direct in an 8.5. All right, moving right along. Actually, let me put my board over there so I can keep track. There we go. All right. We have a Spawn #1 in a 9.8. Nothing wrong with that. We have a Vengeance of Bane in a 9.8. That's quite nice. People often ask me, how do you press those Vengeance of Bane books? How do you press those square-bound books, Kevin? I'm afraid to do it. I don't want to crush the spine. Well, that's right. You can crush the spine. So you have to be very, very careful when pressing those books. And you have to remember, with a book like The Vengeance of Bane, which was only released, in 1993, there are no staples on this book. It's just been glued, right? So when you hit about 140 degrees, that glue activates and gets gooey. So you gotta be very, very careful. You can make a mess, and yes, you can squash those spines. There are little tricks to avoiding that from being squashed, but even more, Mom would say it's more important than that, but equally as important to that is you don't wanna have the glue activate to the point where it all oozes out of the book and makes a mess. You gotta be very, very careful. Okay, let's keep going here. What do we have here? X Factor #6 in a 9.4. I'm sure whoever these belong to are gonna recognize them because, again, these belong to only one person. New Mutants 87 in an 8.5. That's another direct edition. We have also, oh, nice. Wolverine #1 in a 9.8. Nice copy there. No, nice, not bad at all. A Wolverine #2 in a 9.8. Excellent. I don't know if the whole set is here. I don't remember. Yeah, we do. Wolverine #3 in a 9.2. Of course, the #3 is always the one that's a little harder to get as high grade because of the black cover. And this one does have some color breaking ticks. I can see it already. But still, a 9.2 is not bad. And is there a #4 in here? Yes, there is. And that's also in a 9.2. Oh, that one's actually a newsstand edition. Not bad. The question is, if that was your set, if that Wolverine 1, 2, 3, and 4 was your set, You had a 9.8 number 1 and a 9.8 number 2. Would you feel that those last two didn't fit? Would you have to go out and buy or try to get 2 9/8s to match your set? Is that you? Or would you don't care? You say, it's fine. 9.2 is good enough. Let's keep going here. We have a Wolverine number 1 in a 9-0, and that's a newsstand copy. Wolverine number 90 to 9.2, and this one got a green qualified label because the trading cards are missing or incomplete. Secret Wars number 1 and a 7.0, and that's a newsstand. X-Men number 244 in a 8.5. In the direct edition. That's a nice copy, actually. First Bishop in 282 and a 9.0. I pressed about 3 of these today already. We got X-Men 137 and a 9.2. I've started to see this book come in quite a lot lately, actually. If you guys are just sitting around watching, you're chilling out, hit that like button, please. It doesn't cost anything. And it really does help out my analytics, so I'd certainly appreciate that. Hit that like button. We've got an X-Men 134 and a 6.5. Ooh. X-Men 139 and a 6.5 as well. X-Men 212 and a 9.2. Popular Wolverine cover. We got an X-Men 213 and an 8.5. X-Men 221 and a 9.4. First Mr. Sinister. First Mr. Fix-It, right? Wolverine number 8, 9.6. And the last book of this batch is a Wolverine number 88 and a 9.4. All right, well, there you go, guys. That's the first box. Let's head over to the chat and see who's in the house today. Let's say hello to everybody. Remember, guys, these chats are a great opportunity to ask any questions you might have about the pressing and cleaning process, about the process of sending the books off to CGC. If you've got questions, guys, great time to ask questions. So let me move you over and see who's in the house here. And I'll say hello to everybody. If I can grab my own pop-up. There it is. Okay. Luke's here. Hey, Luke, how's it going? Marty's here. I wish we could do this every night. It's actually very exciting when you know you have some coming back, kind of like Christmas. Yes, Marty has a lot of books still waiting to come back, so hopefully they'll be coming back sooner rather than later. James, how you doing? How are you from New Mexico, my friend? Jeffrey's here as well. Hello, Jeffrey. And Wayne, woohoo. Yes, I know. Are these yours, Wayne? I don't know. I don't remember. Basement Collecting is here. Collectibles is here. How you doing, Jordan? Good to see you. How's it going? Sam. So did you call CGC about the one book? I emailed them about the one book, but I have not heard anything back. And I emailed them on Monday, I believe. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully they call me back soon. I hope that CGC does not become like CBCS and don't return emails. Like I said in the past, one of the reasons why I like CGC so much, hey, I called them yesterday to get some grades for a customer of mine. And they answered the phone and they gave me the information, no problem. But, you know, when you're calling to complain about something, there's an issue, I hope they're going to respond, you know, in a timely fashion. We'll see. I'll keep you posted on that one, Sam. Jeff, that's not ASM. Nope, they're not. Did I say ASM? Did I say ASM for a book? Did I make a mistake? I wouldn't be surprised. Those Wolverines look crooked or loose to me. Is it me? Which Wolverine are we talking about, Wayne? Sam, I have a Wolverine set. Wait for you, and I would be happy with anything above a 9. And that's great. But again, if you want to display it on your wall, if you have a 9.8, a 9.8, and then a 9.2 and a 9.2, is that going to throw you off? Obviously, it won't throw you off. But how about you other guys? You want to have a full set of 9.8s, or are you okay with a 9.2, a 9.4, a 9.6? Let me know. Prince Zodiac, how are you? How you doing? How are things down in South Carolina? Jeffrey, I can't look at that Wolverine number 8 book. I have that in my childhood collection, and somehow I messed up the cover. Uh-oh. That's not good. How'd you mess it up, Jeffrey? David Ross, good evening, Doc, and everybody. How you doing, David? Good to see you. Thanks for coming out. Jeffrey, tape or color rub? Can't tell. Number 7's perfect. Number 9, perfect. That happens, right? Sometimes you forget. Something might have happened in transport. Maybe when it was being stored, something onery happened. Who knows, right? Christian V, CGC model is unsustainable. Businesses that can only grow by hiring are in trouble since labor is expensive. Only option for CGC are allow vendors to grade or become a boutique service for big books. That is a pretty interesting look at it. And, And it's kind of going in that direction in certain areas, right? If you guys are into cards as well, I know some of you are. PSA, the last year, I believe, were not accepting any submissions under $100. You could send in a card if it was worth $10 and you want it done. That's fine, they'll do it, but it was $100. So they didn't raise their prices. They just stopped accepting books under a certain value, and I was doing that too. Well, I've been doing that since the beginning of December as well here, just to slow things down a little bit. And you know what? You're hiring labor. You're right, Christian, and it is expensive. Overhead and payroll is a big expense. But aside from that is the training and getting people that know what they're doing. That's the thing that scares me, and I'm sure scares a lot of other people who are setting their books down at CGC. Is who's handling their books? Is it someone who's never handled a book before? That's a concern. I wouldn't want my books being handled by people who don't know how to handle them, right? So yeah, that's scary. That's scary. But as for becoming a boutique service, it could very well be. And maybe it's going to go down that road. Maybe they're going to want to stop doing, like, no offense, these books in here are not super high value books. A couple of biggies in here, but I mean, for the most part, these books are relatively, inexpensive, So are those going to go the way of the dodo bird to make way for more expensive books? And will there be enough books? Hey, listen, CGC could just crank their rates and say, you know what? Every single book's $150. Take it or leave it. If that were to happen, that would definitely change the game, wouldn't it? I would think so. I would certainly think so. Sam says, what's the over-under on ASM 361 and box number 2? Maybe we'll do a poll in a second. We'll do a poll in a second, Sam, before I open it. Mike P is here. Hello, Doc. Any news on my TMNT number 1? Mike, submitted to me by Chris. Let me know. Mike M. Hello, Kevin. I'm late. I thought it started at 6:45. Maybe it did start at 6:45. Did I? Oh, I'm so sorry. I did start early. I thought it was 6:30. I apologize, Mike. You missed the first box, but you can always rewind it and have a look-see. Apologize for that, guys. That's why, oh my gosh, it was 6:45. You were not late. I was early. Jeffrey, labor is expensive, but it seems the demand is there to support it. Well, everyone needs work, right? But again, how do you find skilled people in that field? That's the thing. Even myself, branching off and bringing somebody in was very nerve-wracking to me. I worked with Charlo today for about 3 hours. We worked on some books together, and we're just taking it really easy, working on some sample books and, how would I do things? How would he do things? We're trying to get in line with each other. But Charlo has pressed books before, and Charlo's been cleaning for me for around 3.5, 4 years. So he knows how to clean the books. He's probably more anal than I am, to be honest. And, the pressing is the issue. He's not sure how far he can take it. He does not, there's some things, he's not sure when to stop pressing. Like that really is a big skill, is to say, okay, this book no matter what more I do to it, is not going to garner a higher grade than it's already currently at. Knowing when to, it's like the Kenny Rogers song, know when to fold them, know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. You got to know when to say enough's enough, right? Because you can actually do more damage if you just keep pushing it. So just understanding that, and by working with me together over the next few months, we'll figure it out. But, you know, Mal, what was I saying? Oh, my thing just jumped there. But just like you said, it's hard to, you know, to trust people. I put an ad in Indeed once years ago to see if I'd get anybody out there. And I was asking for people who have experience in the comic book. And I had a lot of collectors contact me. Oh, I'd love to do it. But no one who's actually done it. I'd like to, you know, but I think a lot more guys are doing it now, pressing, I mean. So I think if I were to look for people in future, I think I wouldn't be so hard pressed, pardon the pun, to find somebody. Just jumped again. Malice 911. Hello, Malice. Thanks for coming. I use backboard strips to match the thickness of the square bound books and cook it in the low 130s. Haven't had a spine melt on me yet. Only 3 so far. Is there a way to fix slightly crushed book? I don't have my... Yeah, there is. There's a way you can play. It takes time, though, boy. It takes time. Malice, I can tell you right now, you're on the right track. You're probably, if you're talking about like a giant size X-Men #1, you don't necessarily have to go so low on the temperature. On the more modern ones, like, you know, the Killing Jokes, or on the like the Vengeance of Bane books, yeah, you want to try to keep the heat as low as you can, you know. But if you come across a spine that is crushed, you can reform the spine using your tacking iron, right? But it takes time. You got to work it. It's one of those things that takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, but you can reform it. Is it perfect? Like I just did a book the other day. A guy dropped off a book and it was crushed to a V, and I played with it a bit, but I just gave up. I mean, it was so crushed. I was like, no, not. And the rest of the book was not in fantastic condition anyway, so I gave up on it. Had the book been a minty book with a crushed spine, I probably would have spent more time trying to reform that square. But good on you, Malice. Keep working at it. You'll figure it out. I'm sure you will. And I told Charlo that today. I was showing Charlo how I did certain things. And he's going, I thought you don't do this, or I thought you don't do that. I go, listen, man. I go, this is my way of doing it. And you're going to develop your way of doing it. And other pressers, everybody has their own methodologies and techniques on how to do it. Some things I would never do. Some things, you know, have worked for me. And I figured I just, when I get something that works, I keep doing it, right? But I'm also learning new things as I go along. And I told Charlo that too. I go, I will show you stuff. And guess what? You're going to show me stuff, because I guarantee you're going to play around with some things and figure some stuff out. And that's okay. That's the beauty of it, right? There's no necessarily right or wrong way of doing it, you know? So keep going, Malice. Keep going. Prince Zodiac, Southern Virginia, Doc. South Carolina sounds nice. Oh, sorry. That's right. Virginia. I think of South Carolina because I was in South Carolina a few years ago for a Mego convention, believe it or not. Malice says, Spine, Marty, you missed one box, one order. No, the other box is right here. I'm getting to that in a second. Bernardo Garcia, how you doing? Jeff, if grading were to jump, already graded books would jump up in value too? If grading were to jump, already graded books would jump up in value too? I think you mean, yeah, I would think that would make sense, yeah. Frank, how's it going? Daniel's here. Costs of grading go up, so graded comics... Okay, I think I said that already. Oh, wait. Daniel, cost of grading goes up, so graded comics values go up as well. I guess, right? You know what my newest thing is, guys? I told you I'm a collector. One of my favorite television shows in growing up, I was born in 1971. One of my favorite shows, and my daughter laughs at me because I watch reruns all the time, is WKRP in Cincinnati. I freaking love that show. And you can pretty much watch all the episodes on Facebook. They have them all there. But I decided, because I'm a big fan, I was on a WKRP page and a guy had an original ticket from WKRP, from the actual taping of the show or filming of the show back in 78. He was in California and at a theme park, and they were giving out free tickets to go to live airings of these shows. And his mom got a whole bunch of Johnny Carson tickets and WKRP and the Family Feud with Richard Dawson. Anyways, he had the WKRP and I bought it off him. And I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that ticket and I'm going to do like an awesome display. So I went on eBay and I started buying autographs. So I picked up Howard Hessman and Tim Reed and all the different actors, Lonnie Anderson and all of them, and I've got a whole bunch of them coming. I don't know where I was going with this. What was I saying about this? Oh yeah, I know what I was going to say. So all the autographs that I was buying are relatively inexpensive, but I noticed the ones that have the little Beckett sticker on them, they're like $50, $60, $70 more, up almost $100 more, because someone took the autographed, picture and sent it off to Beckett, waited however how long, paid the fee to have it authenticated, and it came back. So, you have to think when you're buying an autograph, here's one that's not been authenticated, here's one that has been authenticated, and then the person selling it adds a value of the actual authentication, right? So the same thing goes with comic books. Yes, if I have a book here that's worth $10 and I have one here that's worth $10, but it's been graded and the grading cost me $100, well, then I should be paying that guy at least $110, no? So yes, I agree with you. The price of the grading certainly is going to be reflected in a comic that's being sold. But as well as I do, high-grade samples of, and rare books, of course, that have been graded, and they're pure, they're blue label, there's no, resto or any funny business going on. Those books go for a premium. You've seen it and I've seen it. They go for a massive premium. Henry's in the house. Better late than never. Hi, Henry. No, I was early. You're probably right on time, actually. What time is it? Yeah, you are. Yeah, I was about 15 minutes early. Sorry about that. Wayne, not every book needs to be graded. I get the sentimental part of it, but really, I see some silly books coming back at 5.5, etc. Plus, there's something about raw books that bring you back. Yeah, again, maybe with the costs going up, people are going to stop sending in all the books. I mean, personally, there's nothing wrong with having a short box of really nice books, with a Mylar and a nice thick 56-point board or two 56-point boards. They present really nice. Yeah, there's no grade on it, but who cares? I kind of agree with you, Wayne. I have my graded stuff and my non-graded stuff. If it's a high value item, I'm going to have it graded. But if the book is not going to be worth around $400 or $500 graded, I usually don't bother. Vancouver Comic Junkie. I just lost you. There you are. Hey guys. How you doing, Vancouver Comic Junkie? Christian V's in the house. The only way CGC thrives is by using artificial intelligence to grade, cuts labor costs. And you know what, Christian V? I have heard that's in the works, my friend. Believe it or not, that's in the works. But would you put your high value book into some machine that's going to turn the pages with air? And I don't know. That's kind of scary. But for modern books, why not? For books that are valued under a couple $100, why not? Prince Zodiac says, hey, Doc, I filled out a submission form for a single comic, but didn't get a response like the ones last year. Are those responses automated, or should I fill out a form again? Thanks. My question, Prince, is when did you fill it out? No, they're not automated. You get the actual submission form, but then I respond. And what I've been doing lately when I get a submission form is I just say, hold on to it. Watch me on YouTube or on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll let you know when it's time to ship the books in. So did you send it today? I may not have gotten it yet. Let me know, Prince. RP, how's it going? Good to see you. Howdy, peeps. How you doing, VP? Hey, James is here too. How you doing? Daniel Gaff. Hey, if anyone has a Hulk 181 cover or knows someone that does, let me know, please. I need a cover only. Daniel, good luck. It's a hard one. Marco Coletta, good evening. Hope your night is going well. Marco, it is going pretty good. Wayne says, KRP, Kevin, come on. We'll live near each other. We should have been friends because that is my favorite show of all time. Buddy, it is mine as well. I could watch that show over and over and over again. I love it. I love KRP. Booger. That's right, fella babies. Marco Coletta, excited for the unboxing. Every box is one closer to my own box coming back. Dennis Mason says, I'm never going to sell my Ray Manzarek autograph. We had a moment. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that, Dennis. And you know what? Yeah, the boxes I got another box or two coming back now as well. So they're coming back. They're coming back slowly, but surely. And, all we can do, my friends, is wait. Actually, I'm going to go back to this screen while I move the boxes so you don't see. Let me just put the... All right. box number 2. I have no idea what's in this box either. I don't see any invoices, which is scary because if there's no invoice, it usually means there's one, which means it's a one-person order. But let's have a look. Maybe there's one in the first book. Is there an invoice? Oh, wow. Let's see. Guys, this is a full order from one person. I know a lot of you are like, oh, I hate those ones because that means if I don't have my books aren't in there. I know it stinks, but this is a 25 book order. Another modern one. And I don't know whose it is. I wonder if it's, I don't know. Anyways, let's see what's in here. Let's stop the talking and see what kind of books we got in here. I'll go back to the big screen. And the first off, we have Star Wars number 4 and a 9.4. Speaking of Star Wars, guys, I don't know if you remember in the What's in the Press a few weeks ago before Christmas, I had a Star Wars number 1. It was a 9.0 old label. And I sent it in express. I got the grade back yesterday. 9.8 white pager, man. That one's on its way back, hopefully within a week or so I can show that one off. It was a 9.0 old label. As soon as I took that book out of the slab, it had a couple of defects on the face of the book, which are always the ones you want. The spine was meticulous. 9.8 Star Wars number 1. Awesome. Can't wait to show that for that to you guys. All right, next we have another Star Wars book. It's an 8.5 number 6. Number 6. All right. Then we have, oh, there you go, an ASM 265 and a 9.8. Sorry, 365 and a 9.8. First appearance of Spider-Man 2099. This is a big box, guys. A 25. Oh, another one. Oh, I love seeing the 9.8s. X-Factor number, what is it? 24 and a 9.8. First Archangel, I think. Yep. First Archangel we have here. And now we have an ASM 315. And that is in a 9.2. And that is a newsstand edition. Right there. All right. Swamp Thing number 1 and a 9.0. Also a newsstand. Yeah. First John Constantine. That book's been spiking up as well. This book here, guys, you know, I press it many, many times. But for some reason, that book rarely comes into me in nice shape. It's always lower grade. I have seen a couple of high, 9.8, 9.6s, but very rarely. Usually they're beat up. I don't know why that is, but it's the case. Wolverine number 1 in a 9.4. We see this one a lot. I did not do the poll for a 361. How many of you think we're going to see a 361 in this box? We still have quite a few to go. How many? Let me know. All right. Oh, another Wolverine. This one's in an 8.5, and that's still also a direct copy. Amazing Spider-Man, number 344 in a 9.4. If you're just getting here, guys, please don't forget to hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button too, man. Want to hit 1,500 subscribers? I'm going to be giving out a $250 gift certificate to my services. It's pretty good. And I'm probably going to throw in a couple of slabs too, so get in there. 9.4, first Puma in 257 ASM. Amazing Spider-Man Unlimited number 1, is it? Yep. And a 9.4 as well. First appearance of Shriek. So another symbiote. Right. Another modern beauty. 9.6 copy of Brave and the Bold number 200. All right, Canadian, no, it doesn't say Canadian variant. I don't think it is. Is it a Canadian price variant? I'm not even sure. I just don't know my Canadian price variants. I got to get Angelo on here one day to talk to us about those. All right, next we have Usagi Yojimbo 9.2. Been seeing that book in quite a bit lately. I think the value, I was watching a spec guy talking about this book, and apparently it's really dived down. So it might be a good time to pick this book up. Usagi Yojimbo, if that's one you're looking for. The prices have come down quite a bit. We have here The Last of Us in an 8.5. The Last of Us. I do not even remember seeing these books. That's the crazy thing. That's how many books I do. All right, what do we have here? Ultimate Fallout, second printing in a 9.8. Spider-Man Marvel Team Up number 144. Or sorry, 141 and an 8.0. Lots of modern goodness today, guys. Lots of modern goodness today. Micronauts, number 8 in a 9.2. First appearance of the Captain Universe persona. Okay. About 10 more to go still. Geez. Star Wars, number 2 in 8.5. Star Wars, number 3 in a 9.2. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 1. Number 1. Oh, fourth printing, that's why. In an 8.5. So obviously the fourth printing went to a normal size comic book from the magazine. Secret Wars number 8 and an 8.5 for Symbiote. G.I. Joe number 1 and a 9.0. That's a newsstand copy. You know, when you get the modern books, don't you notice we see a lot of the same books over and over and over again? You see some different books sprinkled in there from time to time, but generally speaking, you know, we see the Secret Wars 8s, we see the G.I. Joe number 1s, we see the Marvel Team Up 144s, you know, the ASM 252s, the Wolverine miniseries, the Wolverine number 1988 number 1. You know, all the McFarlane, 301, ASM, 300, 199, or 299, 298. We see those books all the time, don't we? And then once in a while, you see something that you don't see too often. And again, here we go. Like I was just saying, the Bishop, first appearance of Bishop, 282, and a 9.4. And then we have, what's this? A Miss Marvel number 1 and a 9.8. With Kamala Khan as the new Miss Marvel. And last but not least, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 5. Again, there it is. A 9.4. And that's the order, guys. I have no idea who the heck that belongs to, but I'll find out soon enough. So there you go. Modern books. Modern books. I prefer the economy ones, again, because when you get economy books, it's a little more diverse, right? The modern books tend to be the same books over and over and over again. But guess what? Do you notice that? No ASM 361s. Not a one, but a few bishops in there, didn't we? Let's see what you guys are saying. What did you think of those books, guys? Let me know. Let's see here. Prince Zodiac, a couple days ago, yeah. I didn't get to wait for my mailing instruction response. Excuse me. So Prince Zodiac, when you filled it out, did you not get an email back? You should have got an email right away saying it's been, with your actual submission form. Did you get that? Please let me know. JR, how's it going, JR? Eventually, I will help the grading companies with their labor costs and remove the human aspect of error. Yeah, it could happen eventually. Frank says, I wouldn't be signing up as the beta test for CGC AI bot grading. Yikes. I know. listen, I have heard, but I really have honestly heard there people talking about creating a machine that learns as it goes, or the more books it grades, the more, the more perfect the grade will be. But the issue to me is the turning of the pages. And what if you have a book that's delicate, So obviously certain books cannot be graded using AI, but modern books, why not, right? And it could take a picture of every single page. Be kind of neat, actually. Be kind of neat. But yeah, I don't know if I'd want to test my books out on there. James, it might be James, are these yours? Oh, okay, James, there you go. No, Henry, it's not yours. They're too new for you. So they are James's. I thought they might be James's. These are James's books. The Real Hyperion. They are your books. Dennis Mason, hold on to Swamp Thing for a little while. It's huge in 2022. Trust me. Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. Swamp Thing probably will. There's a big fan base, Swamp Thing. And even though that CW show didn't do all that great, they're going to do something with Swamp Thing for sure. And Jeff, you're right. There were no 361s. Canada invented variants. We sure did. We are a variant type of people. Frank Lamoute. If anyone is selling that ASM 257, let me know. Well, Frank, he's in the audience right now. James, there you go. Frank wants your ASM 257. You guys can connect and figure that all out. Dennis says, Chewy looks off. He doesn't look quite right, does he, in that picture, Dennis? Wayne, modern burnout. That's why I'm done buying just anything, only silver, gold, or obscure comics. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way, man. Frank says, Jeffrey called it no ASM 361. Christian says, all these modern slabs are going to hurt collecting in the future. Too much of supply of clean books. And there's millions of them out there still that have not even been graded yet. But you're right, there's a lot of them out there. But it's almost like a currency in a way, right? It's if you are a collector, more than an investor, you want the first appearance of Bishop. You want the first appearance of Rogue. You want the first appearance of Camilla Khan, maybe. You know what I mean? And because if you are a collector and you collect key books, those are considered key books and you'll buy them. And the more people that are into the hobby, there'll be room for those books. But if people start exiting the hobby or the hobby takes a downturn, then these books are the first ones to drop in value. For sure. The moderns are always the ones that are going to get hit first, the hardest. That is for sure. Thomas says, did you see the original art of Spidey wearing the black suit from Secret Wars 8 go for $3.3 million on hair? Holy shit. No, I didn't, but that's amazing. And I also saw, and I think I saw an AF-15 2.5 just sold for, I think it was it 75? Am I wrong? No, I think it was like 70,000 US or something. Was it a 3.5? I think it was a 2.5. Went for like 55 or 60,000 something for a 2.5 AF-15. That book is not stopping. It's just going. I think people realize how important of a book that is. If you haven't bought an AF-15 yet, unless you got some money, I don't think you're going to be getting one. But yeah, that's amazing. The original art, guys, really is the way to go. Original artwork is crazy. And you know what's crazy is go back 15, 20 years. You go to the conventions, the artists and Artist Alley will be sitting there and they'd be selling their original art for like $50 or $25 for a sheet. Splash pages, cover art, all that stuff was going for next to nothing. And now it's worth, oh my Lord, it's unbelievable. Yeah. I remember I had an opportunity to buy original art a long time ago. I was in Hull, Quebec, buying a collection of CGCs, and the guy goes, "Do you want some art?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't really know much about it." He opens his portfolio up, and he's got like 50 or 100 pieces of original art pages, and I'm like, I don't. It was all flat, a lot of Flash, a lot of DC stuff, and I'm like, I just don't know what to offer, and I passed on it. I'm kicked myself every day since then, But what are you gonna do? Prince. Okay, I didn't. That one is automatic. Maybe I didn't complete the process or something weird. That's probably what happened. You have to submit it. And once you submit it, Prince Zodiac, you will get an email saying with your submission form, with all what you just did. And then I'll get a copy of that submission form. And then I respond to that. So if I haven't responded to you, if it was more than a couple of days ago, it's because I haven't seen it yet. And it probably did hit the submit button. So do that again. It's only one book. It shouldn't take you very long. Henry says, well, Wayne, you could have bought the Action Comics #1 at Heritage, sold for the bargain price of $3,180,000 US, graded at a 6.0. It's crazy. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6.0. 6 Hector says it's harder for most to afford silver books. It's true. The keys anyway. Marco Coletta, I hope they don't start using AI for silver and bronze, but well, that's just it. Marco, I'd be afraid. I mean, some books are so delicate. How are they going to survive it? How are they going to survive, right? Good luck with that. Peter's here. Just paid my car off my car. I don't think I can get an AF-15. My wallet. Let's trade your car in. You walk everywhere. I know. Crazy, eh? Wayne says there's a handful of important books. It's about artwork. You're right. Not the gimmicky variants. I always hated that gimmicky variant stuff. I never bought into the variant baloney. And as soon as they started doing variants, they figured that shit out back in the late 80s, early 90s. When they started doing variant covers and variant this and variant that, I varianted my way out of collecting. I had enough. I was like, I'm not doing this. So I got out of it. So I know a lot of guys are really hardcore into the variants now, but that's just something I don't know nothing about. I know nothing about it. And I don't want to know anything about it. Don't care about it. Dennis says, I had 6 paintings on my wall when I flipped out in 76, flew to Hawaii with 12 cents and lived on mangoes and coconuts. Those paintings are worth about $100,000 and up. Regret is an illusion. Wow. Yeah, and hindsight's, 2020, they say, right? I mean, we can't live in the past. And can't regret the decisions we made. All we can do is learn from it and move forward, right? Sam says, I used to own pages from Secret Wars 9. I never want to find out what it's worth now. Yeah, who knows? If it's a popular series, they're pretty pop. They're like, it all depends on what characters are on the page. If you got a boring page of just like people in suits, it's not worth much. But if you've got a splash page of Spider-Man on there, the Hulk or something like that, then that's going to be more popular. And if you've got, of course, the artist is important too. If you got a John Byrne or you've got like Jack Kirby or Bill Sienkiewicz or somebody of stature, then that's going to make a big difference too. So it's the artist, and of course it's the character and what the characters are doing in the picture too. If the characters are not, if you have just everybody out of their costumes, it might not be worth very much. Prince Zodiac says, "Cool, thank you. You're very, very welcome." And walking good. All right, my friends. Well, listen. Like I said, I'll end it there, guys. Like I said, another box or two, I'm not sure if it's 1 or 2, are on their way back now. Probably another unboxing later in the week. I'm not sure when. And they may have mailed out more books today for all I know. I am not sure, to be quite honest. I haven't checked today. But listen, thanks for popping by. I sure hope you like those modern books. If you're new here, my friends, you like comic books, like talking about comics and the fandom that surrounds our love of comic books, then this is the place for you guys. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and of course, the notification bell will let you know whenever I decide to upload a video or go live. You'll be the first to know. And remember, when I hit 1,500 subscribers, I'm going to be having another draw for some pretty cool stuff. Have a look at the info section below for more information on that. But you must leave comments if you want to win in one of my draws. So even if it's like, hey, Kevin, I really like Wolverine. Great. That gets you into the draw, man. A thumbs up will get you in the draw too. Guys, thanks so much for popping by. Have a great rest of your night, a great rest of your week, and we'll see you pretty soon, I am sure. And until then, take care and bye for now.